All right, everybody. Welcome back to Football Fan Talk on GLX Sports. Now we're done with the divisional week. Now we're into championship week. And of course we gotta crown our champ as we do every week. But first, we're gonna introduce the whole cast, everybody. Go ahead, fellas.
I'm Raider Mike, your player partner on the
What's up?
line.
What's up, man? This is Big Shann up in the house once again.
Yeah, it's your boy, the young prophet. About to drop some more gems on you.
Yeah, me too. We're gonna all drop something.
Yeah, we all drop a little something, But we got to go in to crown the champ from last week. See, we had a little point system last week since there were so few games, and Raider Mike had 6 points. Young G had 5 points. Or I should say, the Prophet LaFleur had 5 points. Shaddy Shad had 2, and I had 2.
That made Mike
pulled it out.
Came for the 1 week.
Yes. Gonna see. Well, we're gonna have to get real precise with this one this week. We haven't really gone over how we'll decide, but we'll work it out. We'll work it out some kind of way. But first up, we're gonna get into a few topics before we start breaking down the games from last week. The first one we're going to get into a nice little surprise we ran into recently with Mr. Sean Payton stepping down from the Saints. You know what I mean? Trying to see what he want to do next year. I have got a couple of choice things on this one. Let's see what you guys got for me. Raider Mike, what you think?
Well, he gonna take a year off, I believe, and he gonna be riding right into Mike McCarthy's job with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones said he should have never let him get out the building, in the first place. He should have hired him as the head coach right then and there. And he gonna take a year off. I think he needs a little year off, a little break, but I don't see him staying retired. I believe he'll be a Dallas Cowboys head coach in 2024. Let's say 20. Well, at the end of 2023, he'll be the Dallas Cowboys new coach. They'll be introducing him after they fire McCarthy after next year.
I like that synopsis. Young LaFleur, what you think, man?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna walk away once Drew did. I guess he wanted to see how the team was gonna pan out, but I think this all had to do with how bad the team was and where he can kind of see, just like everyone else kind of saw, like the Saints weren't gonna be, that good of a team. They were gonna have to rebuild. And Sean Payton, he at the point he's like, bro, I don't want to rebuild. I like contending. I like trying to get to the playoffs. I like, and so once that, and on top of that, I mean, shit, the Saints are like 75 million in debt when it comes to like the cap space and shit like that. So he was like, yeah, we ain't got no money to spend. I don't have a quarterback that I really want. You know what I'm saying? I figured he was going to take that little year off. But I think I do agree as well. I think he's going to end up being a Cowboys head coach. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs this time off, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because he's one of those coaches where, I mean, he's kind of one of the older coaches, but his offensive mind somehow still translates to today's game. Man. I'm talking about like as far as like coaching experience, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Tenure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, tenure. That's the word I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, and his offensive mind is still very, very usable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you see some of the plays that he's pulled out over the years and whatnot. But yeah, I think, I don't think it was too much of a shocker to me because like I said, I thought he was going to do it when Drew Brees walked away. But, he'll be back. He's not done.
Yes. What you think, Shan?
I mean, I agree with young LaFleur. You know what I mean? That man walked away with, he had enough not titles, but winning record, and, Hill wasn't going to do it for him. He didn't have anything to work with, and so there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, a lot of teams out there looking for coaches, so he might take a year off. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, but to Mike's point, he'll probably wind up being a Cowboy coach, head coach, because that's where he wants to be. But it wasn't looking good. And he had 3 years left on his contract. So he's just like, you know what, man, I'm not going to go through 3 years of rebuilding, because usually that's what it takes a team. It takes a team about 2 to 3 years to get their shit together. And all they were going to do while they were losing was put it on him. And so something was amiss in the organization where they may have not been working with him to try to, get the tools that he needed to stay a winning coach. So he's like, you know what? If y'all ain't going to help me out, kind of like Rodgers, I'm out of here, man.
Well, he made them players. They're not gonna be able to sign all them players. That's another reason.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't have the money.
With 3 years remaining on his contract, in order for another team to get him, they would have to do some of that John Gruden stuff where they're giving up draft picks and money in order to be able to get him. But I believe he will take a year off, although things move a little faster in the millennium, and Jerry, he'll give up any amount of money to win the championship. He already said that. He said there's no limit to the check I will sign to win the Super Bowl. You gotta remember that. Coaches
Jerry been giving out
salary,
brown paper bags for years.
Yeah. Well, coaches' salaries are not on the salary cap, so you can pay them as much as you want. That's one. But I have a little interesting tidbit for you guys. How about if I bring up LeBron James in this? Want to know the connection?
Didn't they just make a movie about it?
No. Here we go. January of 2019, Dallas Cowboys had in place already a deal for Peyton to be their head coach. It was going to go down. Mickey Loomis was GM of both the Pelicans and the Saints. And in order to get, the Cowboys wanted Peyton, but LeBron wanted to get Davis from the Pelicans. And Loomis, who was running both teams, was like, he couldn't afford to lose both iconic figures in the same year. So they let Davis go to the Pelicans, but decided to keep Peyton. Otherwise, Peyton would have been our coach. So therefore,
shit. That's crazy.
I believe he will be coaching the Cowboys. You know what I mean? It's so funny. I got that breakdown from Skip Bayless because he was mad at LeBron because he was like, LeBron stopped us from getting Peyton. You know what I'm saying? He's
That's
such a
wild.
Cowboy fan. He should have let us get Peyton, you know what I'm saying, instead of him getting Davis.
Oh, is Skip Bayless a Cowboy fan? I take it that he is.
Yeah, he is. So is LeBron. You know what I mean? So that was an interesting tidbit. You know what I'm saying? I found that kind of interesting. So let's move right along. Let's go with our next little subject as far as what is Aaron Rodgers going to do in the offseason? What are his plans? Like, I don't know if you really look at it. I'll take this one first, by the way. But he had an MVP season. You know what I mean? Like, although you'd be surprised that Tom Brady threw for damn near 1,200 more yards than him. You know what I mean? But he had a 69% completion percentage, 37 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. Man. But they say he's still a little perturbed about the fact that, the Packers took Jordan Love in the first round and they moved up to get him and didn't tell him. So people think like all is forgotten and forgiven. Is not necessarily so. He's still not feeling the Packers, man. Right. And they say the Packers may offer him an extension for a top dollar. I mean, he's already making $33.5 million a year, but at the time when he signed it, it was top money. Now, I mean, he's like middle of the pack. I think him and Jared Goff make the same amount of money. So they're saying that he may go ahead and he may sign the extension and get more money for the next 2 years, or he may move on. But he said he's going to make a decision before free agency comes. So we'll see, but I think he wants out, man. I don't think he wants to be there. But I don't know. What are his options? I mean, the Packers do have a good team.
Yeah. Well, he wants to go to Denver, where they have Denver have the team in place. They got a defense. They got running backs. They got everything in place. The Raiders are another option. They got everything in place for him.
Wait.
Well, the Raiders too. We got everything.
I thought Derek Carr was irreplaceable.
He is, but I'm trying to. Hey, nobody. You heard the Beyonce song said, "Hey, don't get the thinking you're irreplaceable."
No. Hey, for real.
No. Hey, look, like I'm saying, Greg. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm just saying if the teams have things in place for him, the Raiders, the Broncos, The Panthers have a good defense. They got some things in place. There's 3 different teams that he could go to that have something in play that will get him to a Super Bowl quick as he can with the Packers. Because the Packers still have the people they have to sign, so they're not going to have the same team. Devontae Adams is going to leave in free agency. So if he go to the Raiders, you might as well come on over too.
Oh, look at you. You got a game plan, huh? So,
well, I'm just saying, I like Derek Carr. I love Derek Carr, but I'm just saying, I know how the NFL work, and you know how this shit go. And Mark Davis is, he want to win. The Italians got their foot in his neck. So, you're going to win a freaking championship. We're going to have to do a few things.
Plus, he likes shiny things.
So what you think, Shan?
I mean, well,
I'll
I've been saying all season, he was building up, adding more stuff to his resume, because to your point, he wasn't happy with the off-season moves that they made. They wasn't trying to get him some help and whatnot, but he's like, well, I'm still a leader, still can make shit happen. That first game he played, everybody's like, oh, shit. But after that, he was like, bro, I'm Aaron Rodgers. Had he won this last game, they were talking about that he needed to be up there with, being one of the highest paid quarterbacks and whatnot, So, I don't necessarily see it was going to happen with the Packers for the simple fact that, to your point, they can't win a division playoffs. I mean, not a division play, but it's been a minute. Especially in your hometown, man. If you can't make that happen, then people talk about your money. They're like, oh, wait a minute. You don't deserve all that because we done, went, what was it, like 1-4? Something like that.
What was 1-4?
As far as playoff situations?
Oh, yeah, him losing.
Yeah, he's like 1-4, so he doesn't have the bargaining chips, but he still makes shit happen. You know what I mean? So I think he's out of there, and he's a good fit for, to Mike's point, the Broncos. There's plenty of teams that'll take him. He's not going to be one of those quarterbacks that goes to another team to help upcoming quarterback. He's going to be a starter, so
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, he's not one of those mentor type quarterbacks. He's going to be a starter, and anybody would love to take him. I mean, I'm a fan of Derek Carr, but hey, shit, whatever it takes to win. You can't just say, just win, baby, and not try to go get the components to win. So if he comes to our camp, let's go. And if it brings
I love this, man. I absolutely love it. Young LaFleur.
I think so. With the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, people, I look at it back like with when they had Brett Favre, and Brett Favre was kind of like, I'm not here to mentor the kid, like whatever type, right? But at the same time, who's to say Aaron Rodgers doesn't do the same exact thing that Brett Favre does? Obviously, say he doesn't want to go to the Vikings, right? That wouldn't be a terrible situation right there. You know what I'm saying? Same division, he gets to whoop on the team. And on top of that, I mean, they're not completely satisfied with Kirk Cousins. You hear that all the time. Kirk Cousins is a mediocre quarterback. And, you know what I'm saying, Aaron Rodgers saying that Aaron Rodgers kind of has the pull where he can kind of go wherever he wants at this point. You know what I'm saying? There's not a place that wouldn't accept Aaron Rodgers if he was like, oh, I want to come here. There's very little, I should say, if any. I don't count him out going to like a Broncos or the Niners or something like that, just because they kind of do have a solid team as well. But I will say, whatever the Packers organization like has against their quarterbacks, like it's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? They'll have this system in place where it's like, okay, we have these people, and what we give you is what you're gonna accept. And and I was looking at this the other day, how the Packers are one of the few organizations, like the only organization that I've paid attention to where they've had those two once in a lifetime generational type quarterbacks. They're only able to pull out one Super Bowl.
Oh, I know. That's a good point.
One Super Bowl.
You know what I'm saying? Out of each one. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at Brett Favre. Yeah, he had that little stint with the Jets and he was like, okay. But when he got with the Vikings, he damn near got the Vikings to the Super Bowl type shit.
Yeah, he
You know what I'm
wouldn't have
saying?
took that little hot shot when he got popped.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like you when you have those type of players, you want to build around them. Your teammates, obviously the whole team, the fandom, they all love them. But for some reason, something in that organization, and maybe it's because they're publicly owned and they don't have like a real owner to sit down and be like,
yeah,
this is what we're gonna do. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, shit, man, you can't someone like that with someone with that much talent, you can't just let them walk away. You kind of got to throw them a bone or something. You got to help them out because obviously they want to win. If they don't want to just sit there and be like, oh, you think he likes sitting and listening to people talk about him, talking about some, oh, Aaron Rodgers is 1-4 in the divisional round and blah, 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 blah. Like, because he can only do so much as a quarterback.
Right.
But at the end of the day, whether that be the coaching, front office, certain teammates not want to put in as much work as you do individually, either way it goes, something's got to give. Because if you look at it like a Tom Brady, you look at a Peyton Manning, you look at these other guys that have been great and have had, multiple championships, you know what I'm saying, whatnot. At some point, the higher ups were listening to that quarterback. At some point, you know what I'm saying? And with that, I just don't see. I think that's going to be a continued pattern for, the Packers because obviously it's not a winning strategy. It'll only get you so far.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line is they've had like 25 consecutive years of good quarterback play. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, only
Legit.
2 Super Bowls out of that. That's a good point, man. You know what I'm saying? So
between him and Favre, they should have way more Super Bowls combined than Tom Brady.
100%.
Well,
100%.
At least way more like
when you ran into the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. Shit, that's why.
That's why. Yeah. That's very true.
True.
That was before Favre was really far. We used to tear him up, man. He wasn't even a factor. Really,
yeah, but like I'm talking about like once he got in the groove and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Once they even got Reggie White, they got beat like a redheaded stepchild. Reggie White was upset after that one game. He said he's tired of coming through losing.
Yep, you're right. Next up, let's get on to Mr. Tom Brady.
Thomas.
Do we think Mr. Brady's going to retire or play next year? Shann, what you think about that?
He's going to play. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been decisive as like, oh, I'm done or whatever the case is. And I think the last game, which we'll go over in a minute, but, it wasn't the way that he wants to go out. You know what I mean? He wants to go out on a high note. I think nobody's okay with losing, but you don't want to go out like that. You know what I mean? So he's not done. Giselle's got something to say. It's just a question of whether or not he's going to be back with Tampa Bay or play with another team, And I really think that whole Antonio Brown situation, had they handled it better, we would have seen different. You know what I mean? But like Tom's like, hey, I'm not the problem. I still got the juice. And just the fact that he was able to like bring him back into a tie situation and it was handled by a field goal, obviously he's not the problem.
Yeah, I'll tell you on that. Excuse me. But I'm going to have to go polar opposite of what you're saying because at the end of each year, when people would ask him, is he going to retire or something, he would get offended. And he would just be like, why are we talking about that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not retiring, blah, blah. And even though he's on top of his game this year, like I said, 5,316 yards, 67% completion percentage, 43 touchdowns, only 12 interceptions. That man was on top of his game. Right. But after the season was over, old wifey Giselle said, she's tired of seeing him taking the hits. They said the kids are tired of seeing him take the hits. And him out of his own mouth, he says his wife deserves a better husband. You know what I'm saying? And his kids deserve a better father. So I believe he may have played his last game. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to want to go out on top, but he already proved his point last year. His whole thing was like, you don't think I can win a Super Bowl without New England? and he did it. You know what I'm saying? First time out. So I believe that man has played his last NFL game. You know what I mean? What do you think, G?
I agree. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, he wanted that right off into the sunset, kind of like what Peyton Manning had, you know, won the Super Bowl. It was like, I'm good, you know what I'm saying, type shit. But I don't like I didn't even read into all of it. I just kind of go based off of what I saw like just throughout the year. Like it just kind of gave me that vibe that Tom Brady was just like, all right, this is gonna be my one last hurrah as far as like trying to get number 8. Because he doesn't have to, like you said, there's nothing else Tom Brady has to prove. Literally, he's been winning Super Bowls since I was like a child. So you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady is, you know, he's gonna have that Michael Jordan allure where he's like walking on water, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's played his last game. I mean, if he does play another year, I don't see him playing for no one else but the Bucks, and it would be on like a 1-year deal type thing. But I think Tom Brady, I mean, he's already proven that he's the GOAT when it comes to winning. You know what I'm saying? He proved that he didn't need the Patriots system to win. He holds damn near every passing record, if not every passing record. I think he's good, man. He can finally relax. I mean, shit, he's 44 years old, man. Like he ain't got nothing else to do when it comes to football. He's literally done everything football wise. He's even rushed for 1,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? So there you go.
Yeah, he even made the people who didn't want to call him the GOAT start calling him the GOAT, because you know originally the GOAT was Joe Montana, but then he's
and I remember you was one of those people too. Remember you was like Joe went 4-0,
man.
Yeah, Joe went 4-0, but I mean, shit, you can't. I mean, it's right in front of you, man.
Can't argue with 7 rings.
It's
7 rings, man.
What kind of off-season moves the Bucks make? You know
I don't think it matters if they freaking picked up Devontae Adams and they picked up freaking Plaxico Burress on a 1-year deal and John Stallworth came back. I don't think he's coming back, man. I don't think the personnel matters because if they return all their original personnel, they're right back there. They already have top personnel team. So what more does he need? You know?
He needs a healthy line, man.
He needs a healthy line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got a line. He needs a healthy line.
Healthy line and then healthy backup lineman. I mean, to back him up and whatnot, you know? Because that man was
I think because even what's it called? Even Gronk this year was like, he was like, I don't think I'm coming back for basically like what, year 12 or some shit. Like even him, I feel like this time because like the only reason why Gronk came back was for Tom Brady, and for the simple fact of the matter that Gronk like at the end of after the game, he was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's some tie into it as well. They go right off into the sunset together. Gronk is like the greatest tight end. Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback.
Football is a grind, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? These are grown-ass men, cats ranging between 5'11" and 6'7", ranging between 185 pounds, 330 pounds, hitting each other, you know what I'm saying, in practice, in the games. I mean, Tom Brady, as a quarterback, he's not getting hit like that in practices. But I guarantee you, man, gets tiring of having a 6'6", 300-pound dude bounce on your ass from time to time. You know,
for 20 plus to 20 years, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, shit. Yeah.
What you got to say about that, Raider Mike? As far as Tom retiring?
Well, what I gotta say, I think he may. I really think he's gonna retire.
Oh.
And the men all passed.
I like that pose, though.
Here, I'll add lib. Well, you know, Gregory.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. Damn.
Well, I guess I'll add on my little what I was finna say. I said, what's it called? I think, you know, with the whole
what's going on?
Oh, he's back.
What's the deal? But yeah, but anyway,
he's back.
I just don't think that he's gonna come back because they're not gonna have the same team, regardless of what they're gonna bring a couple of the players back, but they're not gonna have the same team. And I also think if he was to come back, where would he go? Would try to go to the 49ers for 1 year? But they already kind of didn't they turn him, take him the one time?
Pretty pissed off
They
about
turned him down
So
already.
So I think he's not going to do that one then, because that would have been like the right way to ride off. He'd went to 49ers next year. He probably could have got a Super Bowl with them, because they got everything in place. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I just think he's going to retire. But there's nothing left for him to do. He's gotten all the passing records. He got all the wins. He's got everything. He's got everything that he needs. He's got 7 rings. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. It took me a long time to be able to say that, but the man is the greatest quarterback of all time. He ain't got nothing else left to do. Ride off in the sunset, enjoy your wife and your kids and your mom and your family and your dad. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you 100% on that. But this is next up is a part of the show I've been looking forward to, man. That's the breakdown of what many consider was the greatest weekend of football in the NFL history. You know what I'm saying?
That's I've ever seen. But young take.
I mean, it was off the hook. It was off the hook.
It came down to a field goal.
Yes,
3 game-winning field goals in OT.
But the greatest game, that probably was, but the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers NFC Championship game, and what is that, 95 or was it? Oh, no, yeah, wasn't it?
That 94. That first one?
Yeah, no, not I'm talking about the one when the 49ers won.
We ain't like
no, but I'm just saying that was
that
was still one of the greatest games I ever seen. And Mike Irvin had the greatest Cowboy performance of his career.
Yeah, he was over there toasting Dion that game.
He was toasting Dion.
Yep. Yes. All right, well, we're gonna get on into it. We're gonna lead off with you, Shan. What you got? Which game?
I did the Rams and the Bucks, man, and it's hard for teams to come back, when you only got 3 on the board before you step into the halftime and whatnot. And that first interception and the Rams capitalized on that. Your boy Stafford was outside himself, or was himself. He didn't throw no picks, surprisingly enough. Probably the first game that he didn't throw any picks in 8 games. And then it was like too much, too little, too late. They wanted to get something going with the run game. They couldn't do it. For me, I think they should have did a little more of that little West Coast offense style where you 5-10, just move the ball forward. Just move the ball forward. And people were saying, well, he's getting peppered up. Tom is getting peppered up. They're not moving the ball. But he threw for 308 yards. Stafford threw for 355. But it doesn't mean anything if you're not putting points on the board. You could have all the yards that you want, but if you ain't getting in the red zone and scoring, it's an issue. And, had they had at least 10 points on the board, they probably would have won that game, in the second half. But we don't know if it was garbage time or whatever the case is, but they couldn't establish their rushing. They was looking for Evans. He didn't come alive until the second half. He got 119 yards, but in the first half, they weren't able to make anything happen, and the Rams made shit happen. I'm not a big believer in the Rams, but they there, so it was kind of a lackluster game, and it shouldn't have really came down to a field goal, so it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good performance by Tom. I mean, when you think about it, it doesn't matter what the score is at halftime. I mean, besides the fact that you may put yourself in a hole, but he brought his team all the way back. If you get your team in the fourth quarter back basically to 0-0, you know what I'm saying? If you tie the game, right, then you kind of you put yourself in position to win. You know what I'm saying? And shit, Brady did that. He did his thing. If it wasn't for a boneheaded freaking blitz call and leaving Cooper Kupp out there, you know what I mean? I'm like, how the hell does that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? How you put in what was that, a zero blitz where they left him out there man to man?
They said no. Levante David said he didn't hear the call.
Dude,
and he got
one of those
mic.
things where they were using Odell. You know what I mean? Like Odell was a man up until then. They people were keying in on Cooper Kupp. They were double teaming him and whatnot. And then at the end of towards the final quarter, it was all about Cooper Kupp, who surprisingly enough, you're not going to be shocked that they're going to go to that, man. But if Odell's performing like he was, then all of a
How
sudden,
many yards did Odell have?
Odell had like 69 yards.
Well, how the fuck was he performing? 69 yards, man. I think didn't Cup have like
180 something?
Yeah, I'm about to say
183 in the first half, though.
183.
I'm about to say that man tripled that man's yards, man. I mean, I don't know. I have my own feelings about Odell. People hype him up like he's the second coming of freaking Jerry Rice or something. Like he's that important, but I don't think they swing coverage to him that much because, I mean, come on, dude. Cooper Kupp, he set the record this year for receptions for a receiver or yards or something. I know he did something. Odell is like, he has the stats of a third string wide receiver, man. So I don't think they swing coverage to him. You got to pay attention to Cooper Kupp. There's no way at the end of the game that dude should be that open. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely no way. I don't know, that's inexcusable by the Bucs. But like G said, I heard that they got a defensive call wrong. You know what I mean? And that's what led to that reception.
But damn shit, if that would have been Odell catching that ball, that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, 100%.
Another note on that. That would have been a touchdown because he's faster.
Yeah, I think you're downplaying Odell, man.
I'm not
like,
downplaying him, but
he's not as bad. I feel like
I don't think
I'm not
he's
saying
garbage.
like he's like a great receiver, but like shit.
Remember, he just got there. I mean, he ain't been. Give him a whole training camp with them, and then let's see. Then let's talk about Odell.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think he's overhyped. I mean, he made some great ass catches, man, no doubt. And
he
I don't
was the Giants for the first 3 years he was there though too.
But check this out, man. If you want to see some great catches, go to YouTube, type in Johnny Jefferson. You will see the same damn catches Odell's making, probably even better. Johnny Jefferson was raw as hell for the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, remember
but
that.
The difference is this is the social media age.
He went to the Packers. He was on the Packers, and he died.
Johnny Jefferson from Cal, I believe. I believe his man went to Cal too. All right, Shan, that was a nice little rizap up. Young G, which game did you have?
Yeah, I chose them good old Bengals, man. They shocked me.
Bengals.
They mess around and shock me, man. Joe Shiesty leading the way. You know what I'm saying? The connection between Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is just such a beautiful thing to watch, man. I mean, and the fact that he was lucky enough to get him, and they had that connection from college, you know what I'm saying, to now, and in the foreseeable future. That's a hell of a sight to see, man. Don't get me wrong. The Titans play well. Derrick Henry and Dante Foreman, they both, Dante Foreman had 4 carries for 66 yards, man. You know what I'm saying? He averaged 16.5 a carry. I feel like if Ryan Tannehill didn't throw those 3 picks, would have been looking at something different. But Joe Burrow, man, he played damn good. He did throw 1 interception, but I mean, 28 for 37, 348. You know what I'm saying? He sliced and diced that damn defense, man. Even T. Higgins almost had 100 yards. He had 96. That's crazy. They're only all of their receivers, with an exception of one running back, almost averaged 10 yards a catch. Like, the Bengals, that Bengals offense, whatever they got going, man, they need to keep it rolling because it's good, man. It's going well. Derrick Henry, his first game back, I kind of expected what I saw. You know what I'm saying? As far as his first game back, I knew they were going to try and force feed him because they were like, this is how we kind of got here in the first place. And obviously they don't really trust Ryan Tannehill. That'd be case in point. That'd be another place where Aaron Rodgers could go potentially. But
I didn't think about that. That would be good.
Ryan Tannehill, 15 to 24, 220. The man threw three interceptions. That's what I got to say about that. I mean, if he didn't throw those 3 interceptions, because let's just say hypothetically, if he didn't throw 2 of those interceptions, they probably would have won the damn game. But Ryan Tannehill was Ryan Tannehill. People forget. The man, at heart, that man is a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like, he's a wide receiver that can throw well.
Yeah, it's being proven.
But then there
You know what I'm
was
saying?
some of those, like two of those was tip balls, and I know it's going to fall on the quarterback and whatnot. You know,
Man.
but
And I understand that, but I mean, shit, when you got AJ Brown and Julio Jones, and Julio Jones only has 62 yards, you know what I'm saying, catching, but AJ Brown had damn near 150. You feel me? Like,
I don't think
when you have literally the most physical, like, skill positions players out there, there's no way. Like, you can basically throw it anywhere and they catch radius is out of this world. So regardless of whether they're tip picks or not, whatever the case is, at the end of the day, like, Ryan Tannehill lost in this game.
Well, plus
Like,
I think too, though, I think they were kind of dependent on Henry, Derrick Henry a little more, because Foreman was doing better than fucking Henry was. When they put him in, he had the longest.
he was gashing their ass. Oh, for sure.
But they kept trying to make Henry make it happen. It's like, bruh, been out for 9 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So you go with who's hot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a playoffs, man. You do what you got to do to win. I wouldn't have kept feeding Henry the ball if Foreman's performing like he was, man, if you're trying to establish your run game. So to me, some of that was on the coaching too.
They were trying to get him warm. I could see that game plan though. They're trying to get him warmed up and trying to, like, force feed him. The reason why they're trying to force feed him is because he has been out for 9 weeks. So you know what I'm saying? They probably gave him a little extra shot and was like, this is what we're gonna do. This is the game plan. This is how we've been winning games before. Why not keep going? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they force fed him too because they don't trust Ryan Tannehill. If they trusted Ryan Tannehill, they wouldn't have force fed him as much.
But listen, what was it overall? Like, who had more? Let me see. Henry had 62. Foreman had 66. But Henry got 20 carries against Foreman's 4 carries.
Exactly. They don't
like,
trust. They don't. It all comes down to Derrick Henry almost had the same amount of carries as Ryan Tannehill threw passes, man. That should tell you something right there. In his first game back. That's how you know they don't trust Ryan Tannehill.
Well, not only that, you know what I mean? The NFL and all sports, it's all about money. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you giving force feeding Henry, even though, you know what I mean, the other running back was doing better, it's all about big bank, take little bank. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who are you paying to do the job? If Derrick Henry says, I'm healthy and I'm ready to go, you give him the ball, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't agree with that. I go with, like, who's getting the job done? Just like with Dallas. It's like, shit. I'd rather have Pollard in there for the whole game sometimes. I'd rather have Zeke spell him. Absolutely. But Zeke is the highest paid running back and Pollard is not. So they're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those little dirty little things, you know what I'm saying, that go on.
But
it's
if
all about
it is
money.
Season, though, it doesn't make sense. So,
hey, man, it makes perfect sense to the owners. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, well, if I'm paying you to do a job, man, I'm going to make you do it. That's, it's kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, like that breakdown, G, we're going to let Raider Mike go last. It's going to damn near pain you to do yours because you're doing that Niner game. So we'll go on to what I think was the best game of the weekend.
If it wasn't.
The Chiefs 42 and the Bills 36. In this game, I have what I believe to be the future of the NFL, man. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is Yoda and fucking Josh Allen is Luke Skywalker, man. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes, bruh, what can I say about that dude? I mean, he's everything you want in a quarterback. He could throw a touch. He could throw at any angle. He could throw a bullet. He could run. He could do all that. But guess what? Josh Allen could damn near do the same thing, man. I think he needs to work on his touch a little more, but he's right there. If you look, Josh Allen was 27 to 37, 329 yards, 4 TDs, no interceptions. Man ran the ball 11 times for 68 yards. He was their leading rusher.
Right.
But look at Patrick Mahomes. 33 of 44, 378 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions, 7 rushes for 69 yards. He was the leading rusher for the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God dang.
It's one touchdown on one of those rushes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like incredible, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and neither one of them really had a running game to speak of besides themselves that was consistent. I mean, Edwards-Helaire, he ran for 60 yards, but you know what I mean? I even think he's not really the answer running back for them, but you know, they don't really need a star running back. They need a serviceable running back. You know what I'm saying? And he's serviceable, so he works. And I think McKinnon works as a nice little 1-2 step for them. You know what I mean? He can catch the ball, put the screens, and do whatever. But as far as the game went, you know, I just love the rhythm of this game. And you, as a person who really likes football, who studies it and looks at the rhythm of the game and kind of tell, I couldn't tell you. I thought Buffalo might have won that damn game. The way the rhythm was setting up, because every time Kansas City would score, you know, let's say the Bills went up 7-0. Kansas City come back 7-7. Then it was 14-7, then 14-14. And it was just going back and forth. Now it's kind of like Josh Allen, he didn't have that fear in his eyes that sometimes you see a quarterback on the road gets where they blink. This dude had none of that. And I'm not really a Josh Allen fan because of some shit he said in the past or whatever that might have been along the racial lines or whatever. But his teammates forgive him and all that stuff, so I'm not going to hold it against him. It is what it is. But if you just look, the last quarter of that game, Bills are down. They get the ball. They go 17 plays, 75 yards. Allen throws a touchdown to Gabriel, 27-yard touchdown.
That man got 4 of them.
On that drive, he converted 3 third downs, 2 fourth downs, and a 2-point conversion. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. I'm thinking it may be his day. Next thing you know, the Chiefs come back with 1:54 on the clock. You know, 3rd and 10, Mahomes hits Kelsey for 11. And then what happens next? 2 plays later, he hits the cheetah throwing up the peace sign, running for a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Then you think, oh, the Chiefs got it. Allen comes right back. Another touchdown to Gabriel for 19 yards. You know what I'm saying? Then it's only 13 seconds on the clock. You know, you throw basically what is a de facto screen to the cheetah, 2 linemen out front. You know what I mean? He gets about 20 yards, whatever. And then that pass to Kelsey.
Yeah, that was.
I don't understand how a DB is just going to let you have a free release to the inside. I understand you're protecting the sidelines.
You see, he hit him with the double move, though. He shook his ass low key. He at the top of the round. He said, hey.
But, you know, and then you knew whoever got the ball in overtime was going to win the game.
Oh, in that game, especially in that game.
You saw the look on Josh Allen's face when they lost the toss. He looked like, oh, damn. It was over. But overall, it's an exciting game, man. And the NFL really should be happy because for the next 10 years at least, you're going to have Allen, you're going to have Mahomes, you're going to have Burrow, you know what I mean? You're going to have Herbert, you know what I mean? And then
don't count out Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, you got Lamar.
Yeah, Herbert with popsicles
hey,
in the
basement. Only reason, look, all the injuries, that man got hurt. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not discounting Lamar. I'm just going by who I've seen play recently. I mean, you could throw Dak in there. You know what I mean? You could throw a couple other quarterbacks. You got Russell Wilson. I mean, there's quarterbacks. And then Deshaun Watson.
We ain't worried about Russell. He old, Nick.
You know, I mean, but man, Russell got a nice little 5-6 years left in him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe more. But, you know, he's the best midget quarterback. Now, besides, Murray, the midget. You know, you got him in there, too.
Murray, the midget.
I mean, you got quarterbacks galore. So the NFL is smiling, man. They're going to be laughing all the way to the bank with their future.
But I do agree with you, though, man, because me and wifey decided to watch the game with me, and she was just like, oh, what the hell? And I was like, bro, it's 13 seconds left, and you got Patrick Mahomes, and they just been slinging all day long. And then so I went to the bathroom after, like, they tied it up, and then I came back, and I was like, who won the coin toss? And she was like, the red team. I was like, oh, the Chiefs? I said, they won. You know what I mean? Because whoever, to your point, whoever got the ball was going to win. They were both hot, you know what I mean? But to me, the Bills fucked up by kicking it into the end zone, you know, and having them start out at the 25 with the clock not moving. That was a dumb ass call. I don't know if it was one of those Vegas things where they were like, hey, you know what? We got to keep this interesting. So let's see what Mahomes could do. It's only 13 seconds.
So what do you think they should have did?
Oh, they should have kicked it in play to where they had to run it and take some time off the clock.
But you don't have to run it. You know, if you kick it in play, all you have to do is down it as soon as you catch it.
So say they kick it on the 10-yard line and he calls a fair catch. That's better than on the 25-yard line.
Yeah, but you trusting your kicker. I mean, your kicker's not Tiger Woods, man. He can't just kick it on the green. Let's just say he squibs it.
Pinpoint that joke.
You know what I mean? Because most of the players are at the 30 and the 40-yard line. So what if one of those players touch it at the 40 and they down it there?
I wouldn't have asked him to like do the squib kick or none of that shit. But I just wouldn't have kicked it all the way in the end zone, knowing that this Patrick Mahomes, and you seen him on the sideline. That dude wasn't even sweating anything, bruh. He wasn't tripping at all, bruh. And so when they got the ball on the 25, 13 seconds left, all they were doing all fucking game long was making shit happen in less than 5 seconds. All they plays was less than 5 seconds, unless, you know, all the wide receivers were covered and Patrick Mahomes had to scramble. You know, and shit, you go into overtime, your defense is tired, man. Your fucking defense is tired. And then like Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes, this is his 5th year. This is his 4th time in the playoff appearance. He's like, oh, we've been here before. No worries. You know, everybody's healthy. Tariq got what, like 150 yards? Man, I'm just saying I wouldn't have kicked it in the end zone, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know. People have been trying to say that like it would have made a difference. I don't think so, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like there aren't many kickers in the NFL that can pinpoint a kickoff. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen. Like, let's give an example, homeboy from the Buccaneers, man. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to pinpoint some kicks and he wound up kicking 2 out of bounds. So freaking they wound up starting at the 40-yard line, you know what I'm saying? Instead of having to be at the 25. So it's kind of good in theory to think that, but you know what I mean? A lot can go wrong. Either way it goes, freaking Mahomes is Mahomes, man. Yeah. So, I mean, what he did, people look at it as very special, whatever, but it's kind of the norm for these guys nowadays because I've seen Aaron Rodgers do what he's done multiple occasions. Yeah. I've seen Aaron Rodgers with like 15 seconds on the clock get his team in the field goal range, no problem.
Shit,
so it's kind of the norm for good quarterbacks, man.
Just this season, didn't he have like 10 seconds where he got him in the field goal position?
I'm still saying it may have been, but that's what I'm saying. I've seen Aaron Rodgers do that shit on multiple occasions. So kind of the norm now.
Him and Devontae, man. And then you know, Mahomes got Kelsey, he got Hill. I mean, you know, he had weapons.
Exactly. So enough of that game, man. We're gonna move on to the payoff. Raider Mike.
Oh man, you know we gotta go
say about that there Niners game.
Let's hear it.
Niner game.
We gotta say about the bang bang Niner game. Okay,
Tito, he didn't even show up tonight, man.
Well, Tito should have showed up to get his little 5 minutes of praise that is he gonna get. But like I said, Tito, I got to give you credit. You've been down with your team long. They've been winning. You've been quiet, but you've been rewarded. You've been quiet and you've been rewarded. Your team, I got to give them credit. My hat's off to the 49ers. I mean, you got to give them credit where credit is due. The 49ers played a hell of a game defensively and special teams. They smothered Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't throw a touchdown pass. A.J. Dillon got that touchdown, and he left the game with some bruised ribs or something. I think what happened with the Packers, the 49ers pass rush was on them pretty much the whole game and put pressure on Aaron Rodgers and made him a little uncomfortable. But he still performed, Aaron Rodgers. But their running game wasn't there. They didn't stick to the running game when they should have. And the 49ers stuck true to their script, true to who they are towards the end of the game. They figured that Garoppolo wasn't going to get it with passing. So they ran the ball to loosen him up. And then he made a couple of timely passes, like 2 passes to get him in the field goal range. But the thing that won that game that sticks out to me, which should have never happened in that game, was 2 blocks. A blocked field goal before halftime killed Green Bay, because if it was not for that blocked field goal, they would have went into overtime. And the Packers would have, I believe, won that game. But the second thing that broke that game was a block punt for a touchdown. That should never happen. Number 94 went like straight up the middle. I would have tackled him, did something, tripped him, tackled him, whatever. He wasn't going to get that block kick. We'd have took an extra 5 yards back and punted the ball, but 49ers won that game plain and simple with Debo.
But not to cut you, but you know what else I think turned that game? That damn Mercedes Lewis fumble, man.
Yeah, that too. He had no business fumbling that ball. That was because they was going to drive for a touchdown. I think they may have gotten a touchdown on that drive, but he fumbled. I remember that, but I just think that straight up that the 49ers running game was through Debo Samuel. You got to give him credit, the dude, but he got cracked and got himself a little injured right now, but he paid the price for getting them yards because he got leveled by one of them linebackers. I mean, they keep trying to think he's a running back. That's going to be dead. They're going to burn the dude out, you know. But all in all, you got to tip your cap to the 49ers defense, their pass rush, the Russian defense. They came to play. The Packers came to play too. But the only thing the Packers special teams let Aaron Rodgers down. And that is the reason why the 49ers are moving on and the Packers are at home eating some of that cheese, some of that packed cheese that they got stored in the closet some damn where.
Them cheese curds.
And they them cheese heads, they eating crying, eating cheese, Limburger cheese, cheddar cheese, pepper jack cheese. They're gonna be eating American cheese, Kraft cheese. They got a whole year. They got a whole off season. Think about it. But I think that all in all, Tito, you only get it one time from me. You won't get it again. The 49ers earned that. And that's all I'm going to say. Tip your cap off to the Bang Bang Niner gang. And that's all I'm going to say. They came to play. They earned that game. They wanted it a little better, I think. And that's why.
What I thought was kind of interesting, though, like on that last one when they blocked that punt and they ran it in for 6, the 49ers was the only motherfuckers that was playing heads-up football. If you go
they don't want to see the ball. The punter didn't even see the ball. When the ball got blocked, they was looking around for the ball. They didn't even know where the ball was.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, that heads-up football. Like, everybody was a loss, like, what the fuck is going on? But the Niners was like, oh shit, we blocked it. You know, the kicker knew it was blocked. The kicker who kicked it,
he didn't know where the ball was.
Yeah, none of them knew where the fucking ball was. They was looking behind them. They wasn't looking up. You know what I'm saying? That shit was in the air. So if they was playing heads up ball, they might have been able to stop it. But the motherfuckers was like, oh, I can't believe this shit happened again. And the funny thing is, one of the announcers was like, hey, you know what? They talked to Matt LaFleur, and there was, before the game, they said, we got this.
Huh? You mean LaFleur?
LaFleur.
You talking about young G?
I was like, wait, what? They talked to Prophet LaFleur.
Not the Prophet. LaFleur. But LaFleur said, LaFleur said, hey, we got this game as long as our special teams don't fuck it up for us. You know what I mean? So he knows that old saying, man, you speak shit into existence. You know what I'm saying? And guess what happened? Your specialty teams fucked it up for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I did tap on that. That's what I said.
I want to give a nice little special shout out to my man Mark Breezy's up in the comments heavy tonight. Mark Brown, you know what I'm saying? Was it, what y'all, class of 88, Mike?
89.
87.
87?
Class of 86. Well, it's 87 when we graduated, but But maybe
class of 87, you know, Mark Reezy, what's up, man? You know, I still remember that tight end pop against Alameda when that hit you for that touchdown, man.
That was Coach Feely. That was Coach Feely in paranoid mode. Said, tight end pop. God rest his soul.
Yes, special shout out. Next up, man.
Mark. Well, let me just say one thing. Mark, did your coach send Daniel Carlson that bottle of Christoph for kicking the Pittsburgh into the playoffs?
Look, he put in there 87. My bad. 87, man. 87. I'm 89. We some old cats up in here, except for Waflau. You know what I'm saying? But we got 87, 88, 89. You know what I'm saying? And then young LaFleur, class of probably 2000 and what?
10?
14.
14.
14, baby.
I mean, not 10, I mean 14, yeah.
Damn.
Yes. But next up, we're going to get into the picks for the 2 games this week for the championship week. We're going to get the scores in for everybody too, man. We got to pick the team and the score. And we're going to see what we got for this week. We're going to start it off. We're ready to Mike. We got the Bengals visiting the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? The Bengals are 6-0 in their last 6 against the spread overall. The home team, which is the Chiefs, is 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. And the under is 7-3 in the last 10 meetings between these 2 teams. So Bengals, Chiefs. Give me a winner and a score.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it to you like this because I believe in the underdog. You know, it's not the size of the dog, it's the fight in the dog. And I believe that the quarterback on the other side got the fight of the dog in him, and he brought the rest of the dogs with him to bark along with him and fight alongside him. So my thing is they gonna pick that bone up and they gonna run with that bone, because if Joe Mixon is the dog that's running with that bone and he gets 20 to 25 carries, that's gonna carry them Cincinnati Bengals into the Super Bowl. And my thing,
look, I turned Mike into a believer. That's crazy.
No, it's not just that. I like Joe Burrow when he was at LSU. I like Jamar Chase, what he was doing. They have a complete team to beat them. They got what Buffalo did not have, is a running game. If Joe Mixon runs for 100 yards, I'm telling you, keep away from the Chiefs. The ingredients is to play. They're going to score. We know they're going to score. Just limited the amount of times they touch the ball. If you touch the ball more than they touch it, you're going to win the game. If you have the possession, you win the game, the possession game. And I believe, and this is my pick, I'm going to take Tennessee. Tennessee done got their ass whooped last week. They fucked up. We're not talking about them. So I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals in a damn upset. Even though I know the NFL, the NFL gods and everybody, they want the Chiefs versus the Rams. But I'm going to tell you like now, I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals in a shootout. Well, it's not going to be a shootout because they're going to control this game, running the ball. Zach Taylor know what's good for them. Don't get into a shootout and go into overtime because you don't know if you're going to get the ball back. So I'm going to take the Bengals 38 to 34, beating Patrick Mahomes and them Kansas City Chiefs. That's what that's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Shann,
who you liking this one, man?
Man, I can't say that the Packers and the Chiefs was going to be in the Super Bowl and go against the Chiefs, man. And especially after what I saw this last game, how cool, calm, collective Mahomes was, the weapons that they got, man, and this is his 4th appearance in 5 years, man. You know what I mean? You can't discredit the leadership that motherfucking Mahomes has, man. And you know what? I've heard that Burrows.
Nobody crediting nothing. Ain't nobody taking nothing from him.
Yeah, but I know I've heard Burrows, like, he wants to know the players. He talks to them and whatnot. That's good. You know what I mean? And it's going to build for shit to come in later years. But right now, it's all about the motherfucking Chiefs, bruh. And I'm a Raider fan. I'm not supposed to cheer for the Chiefs, but my team ain't in it. So I got to go with Mahomes, bruh. The shit that I saw, he done everything right, man. He done everything right, bruh. And, I like Burrows. It just ain't his year. It just ain't the Bengals' year. Like, they've proven themselves to be a good team, and they'll be back next year in the playoffs. But it's the Chiefs, and I'm saying that they're gonna come out early. I think it's gonna be something like 35-21.
Okay. Got the Chiefs dominating, huh? All right. LaFleur, what do you think, man?
Got another fun fact like I did with the
like daddy like son.
The last time the Bengals were in the AFC Championship was in 1988. And that was also the year they went to the Super Bowl and they lost to the Niners. So and one of the two
Ooh.
teams in the NFC and the AFC championship.
Ooh.
So with that being said, also, and I'm factoring in earlier this year, what's it called? The Chiefs played the Bengals, and I want to say they played in Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did. That was a
They
damn
beat.
close game too.
It was 34-31. That game was. Joe Burrow played the game of his life. We all saw what Jamar Chase did. Obviously, they couldn't stop him then. Might be a little colder in Kansas City, but you know what I'm saying? Looks like I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Joe Shiesty and them boys over there.
The
That was
rooster come home
the
to
first
rest.
score. First score of their first game was 34-31. I think this one might be a little different. This one might be a little bit more high scoring because of the playoffs. You know, it's a different dynamic. So this one, I'm gonna say the Bengals win 41-38.
Kickoff, huh? Okay, kick, huh?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned the score of that first game.
They're bringing it back home, huh? Like how you started out being a Bengal under fan.
Now,
Hey, man,
I have the final
they keep
score.
proving me right.
I have the final score being the same as the first game. It's going to be 34-31. And I have Yoda beating, what should I call Burrow?
Young
Man,
Anakin.
at this point, he's just Han Solo. You know what I mean? He's not, he's good, but he's not great. He's on his way. He's ascending. You know what I'm saying? No one in the NFL kind of just gets to automatically just jump up to the top. I mean, Patrick Mahomes did it.
Mahomes did.
No,
I'm saying Mahomes did it, man.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Well, Greg, one thing.
What?
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
I don't want to cut you off. But Joe is the Jedi Burrow. He got the Force. Man. The Force is with him.
I'm a believer in Joe Burrow. I think he's the real deal, man. Don't get me wrong. He's gonna be around for 10 years and he might sneak a Super Bowl or two in there. But right now, old Patty Melt, man, is he's the top. You know, it don't get no better, man. You know what I'm saying? Like like last year, you know, in that Super Bowl, you saw him running for his life, man. You know what I'm saying?
Beat like a pinata.
Exactly. But he has a line. He has his line back this year, and that man's back there just picking and plucking. You know what I'm saying? And he got all his weapons. So it's hard for me to take an upstart Bengals team, which is, you know, they're good, man. But it takes time, man. It's over the years, we've been watching football, Mike, and we followed the damn Cowboys and all that. The Cowboys is the only team with Emmett, Mike, and Troy to kind of be young and just go somewhere and get it done. Like they went to Frisco, they took care of business out there against Jerry, Young, you know what I'm saying? And all them cats. That's rare. I don't think the Bengals are that special. I think they're good. They're going to get better, but they ain't Troy, Emmett, and Mike. Not yet. I mean, they got Burrow and Chase, but Mixon is good, but he ain't Emmett. You know what I'm saying? They got a good 2.5. They don't have a 3-headed monster. So,
and
I just think they will be. It will be close, man. They'll be within the field goal. It's going to be a good game, but
you got to remember,
is going to get them.
Hey, it's going to be like R. Kelly's song though. Seems like you're ready. Seems like you're ready.
You gotta remember,
I don't care what they say. I'm just thinking about the music about R. Kelly, not nothing else.
Hey, we can separate the man from the craft, right? But you got to remember too, though, the Andy Reid factor, bro. You know, he's a hell of a coach, man. He's a hell of a coach. You know, whether
he's a great coach.
He is. You
know, because Andy Reid, as soon as he saw Mahomes, it wasn't no quarterback controversy, nothing. He was just like, that's our motherfucking quarterback. You know what I mean? And since that man's been in the league, this is his fourth playoff appearance, man. You know what I mean? So he knows what he has. Look at Tyreek Hill, bruh. Look at Kelsey. He knows what he has, man. So all that combined, should take him to the Super Bowl. Now,
Andy Reid is the emperor then, huh?
Yeah,
It's
I think we can go.
Damn near. The power.
Let's be real. You know what I mean? Shit. Hey, I mean, shit. Basically, he is, man. But you got to give it up, and a lot of people are like putting Burrows against, Mahomes, which is a fair comparison. But to your point earlier, G, Allen and Mahomes is going to be the future of the little rivalry coming up, right? Over the seasons to come and whatnot. But you got to put the X's and the O's. If you got a coach like Reid who's not cheating, who knows his players and knows how to get the best of them, that's the deciding.
It's all about, bro. It's about what quarterback can master. Thank you. Can master the offense. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes has mastered Andy Reid's offense, which kind of like excludes Andy Reid from the equation because Mahomes is an extension of him on the field.
He's the quarterback.
So that's why I say, when I say mention him, I don't mention Andy Reid. It's just like they're one and the same. So there's certain teams where the quarterback automatically he represents the coach. You know what I'm saying? Burrow and his coach, we don't know their identity yet. We just know Joe Burrow is a baller. He did it at LSU, you know what I mean? And he's doing it at NFL. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Patrick Mahomes, he's mastered the KC offense, man. Like,
I get what you're doing.
Aaron Rodgers has mastered the Packers offense. There's nothing you could tell him that he can't do. Tom Brady is the master of his offense. Right. There's certain quarterbacks that you don't have to worry about that shit. That's why I call Mahomes Yoda. You know what I'm saying? He has mastered that offense, bro. He's an extension of the coach on the field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Burrow is just a baller. We don't know who the hell his coach is as far as like, this is his first year. We don't know his identity, but we're going to find out. He may be great. We'll find out.
And that's what I'm saying. That's like some of the deciding factor, though, because if you could sit back and trust your quarterback to do what you want to do, but you can't get on the field and do it yourself, but he knows what you're thinking, and I see where you're going, Coach. I got you. Don't worry about it.
That's what I'm saying. We know.
Yeah, no, I'm agree.
We know Burrow is doing that, but we don't know what the hell his coach's pedigree is yet. It's his first year.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So first year in the playoffs, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on, man. Next up, are we all gonna get called haters or what, man?
Everybody pick? Did you pick LaFleur?
Yeah, everybody picked. We got the scores, you know what I mean? Next up is the 49ers visiting their Rams. You know what I'm saying? And this is gonna be interesting because you got 49ers have beaten the Rams 6 times in a row.
Right.
2 times each of the last 3 seasons, man. You know what I'm saying? Shanahan owns McVay. They're partners. That's like
they grew up together.
Mike, me coaching against you or me coaching against you, Shan, and every single time I just lose. For some reason, I go in there, I got the best cards, I got the best game, everything, but I just can't get it done. But we never played with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be interesting, man. You know what I mean? Like, in the last 4 times, Frisco has beat them against the spread. 6 times just straight up, 4 times against the spread. So that's domination. I mean, the last time they played, the Rams is up 17-0. Niners came back and got them. So, interesting. I'll go first on this one. You know what I mean? Quite frankly, I think the gig is up. You know what I'm saying? I think the way I saw the Rams defensive line playing and the way I know Garoppolo likes to tap dance when pressure's put on him, I think that freaking man animal that the Rams have on that D-line, my man, the tree stump, I think he's going to get a hold of Garoppolo a couple times. And Von Miller coming off that edge he's back on top of his game. I think he's getting a little extra shot of that HGH, man. You know what I'm saying? He got that thing going on. How remember Peyton Manning had that neck injury and some HGH went to his wife, and he was just like, "Oh, that was a mistake. He wasn't supposed to go to her." You know what I'm saying? Peyton was taking them shots. I think Vaughn is taking some shots, man, because he looks young and spry. And then you got Little over there, Ramsey. I think the Rams get him, man. I think the Rams are going to win this game 27-17. And I think Stafford will throw a pick in this game. Not Stafford, excuse me. Garoppolo will throw at least one pick, but I think he's going to throw at least two. But I think 100% he's throwing a pick. That guy always overthrows a receiver, or if he doesn't overthrow them, he makes a very bad read. In this game, I think he does both. I just think the Niners are going to come out. They're going to play well. They're going to be able to run the ball a little bit because history means something. And I think like Shanahan knows a formula to get with the Rams, but I think McVay, this is his shining moment. He's going to find a way like, how have we been getting beat by these guys all this time? Okay, I know what it is. He'll stop it. And the Rams, they just got too much talent, man. They have way too much talent on that team. I think it'll show this week. 27-17 Rams. That's my score. Raider Mike, what do you think about that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Anyway, I know they've been getting.
And take that, Tito.
I know they've been getting took out to the back of the shed and getting beat with a switch. But I think that I think this time I'm gonna take the Rams because I just feel like you said, the Rams have a better all-around team. They have a better offense. They have a better. I'm not saying the better defense. Well, I think they have a better all-around defense.
Yeah, better overall defense.
Overall, they have a better defense. If you're talking about D-line, linebackers, and defensive backs, I think the Rams have the better complete team. So I feel that, like you said, if the 49ers can't run the ball, they're going to this game will get away from them if they can't run the ball. If Garoppolo throwing 35 passes, they're going to lose.
Yep.
That's gonna be a good win for the Rams because they are, like you said, I'm pretty sure he's gonna throw a pick, at least one pick. But I'm gonna say that Stafford is gonna come out of this game slinging like he ain't never slinged before because he got to validate his career, from just having one super wide out Calvin Johnson that can catch anything he throw on top of a building, he gonna go and catch it. It's kind of like you got Cooper Kupp, you got Odell, you got the Akers, you got Sony Michel, you got the tight end, big. What is that? That Bigsby or thing? Whatever.
Oh man,
what is
Mike? Let me cut you for one. Anyway, let me cut you for 1 second, Mike. Just for 1 second, man. This boy Mark Breezy,
Tyler Higbee.
He put his top 3 NCAA Jet quarterbacks of all time. He put David Ryder #1. He put me #2 and Todd Cabrera #3. I just have to say that. Go ahead, continue.
Oh damn! Well, he done went. What he's sipping? He can give me some of that. But anyway, yeah. But what? Yeah, he better send that. They better send that Crystal over to Carlson immediately. But anyway, I'm gonna take the Rams, and I'm gonna say the Rams 31, 49ers 20. I'm say 31 to 49ers. I'm saying Rams 31 to 49ers 21. I'm gonna take the Rams.
Okay.
31-21. 21.
I'll smoke a bag of that.
Like I said, it's 21.
Shan, we're gonna let Young G go last, man. I'll be picking them first on the line, man. So Shan, what you got for this one, man?
Man, look, no hate, Tito. I've been against your team, but if you remember since we started this show, I was like, man, the Niners, they good, but they young, they inexperienced and whatnot. They secondary is a problem. And the motherfucking Rams, to Mike's point, to your point, has a complete team, and Garoppolo, he's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. If it's quarterback against quarterback, I got to pick Stafford, and I think Stafford is just like, look, man, we got an opportunity to play the Super Bowl in our home fucking stadium. You know what I mean? And that's a driving force to make them play better, do better. You got Odell, you got Cup, and then on defense, what's old boy's name? I'm gonna fuck his name up, but so I'm asking for help. This is my lifeline. What's old boy's name? Young LaFleur, like some
Burrow.
Odell.
No, on the Rams.
Who is it?
About what position?
He's a corner.
Oh,
Jalen
Ramsey. Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like to G's point, fucking Jimmy's tries to force shit to happen and shit. And then their motherfucking receivers don't always catch the ball. And that shit happened to Tannehill. That's why he got 3 picks, because 2 of them was tips and whatnot. You can't do that against a good squad like the Rams got. So I got the motherfucking Rams. It's no hate. It's just a question of like, you know what? Better poised offense, better poised defense. And for me, the score is going to be, I'm saying 35 to, I'll give him 17. I'll let him kick an extra field goal. You
got them getting boat smoked, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, like they,
Ooh, good old boat smoke.
Here's the thing: Mitchell's coming into his own and whatnot, but right now their whole defense is built up on Debo, right? And that man's been getting peppered up, right? For a motherfucking wide receiver to have more yards rushing than he does receiving, that's not longevity for a receiver, man. And you seen that pop that he got last game where he was like, almost like Ronnie Lott. Hey, I need a minute, coach. You know what I mean? Like there's an occasional, I had to throw it over the middle. I knew the motherfucking linebacker was coming, but I know you're going to hold on to it. That's occasional. But when you're running the ball, you always are going to get popped and shit. And receivers ain't used to that, man. And I don't give a fuck how good he's been doing. When you get peppered up like that, you start, what's that shit Mr. Grant used to say? You start hearing them footsteps, so that's a motherfucking factor, man. And I'm not hating. They in the playoffs. They could potentially be in the Super Bowl, but Stafford's been there before. Jimmy, through this whole season, they've been questioning whether he's going to start or not.
Hey, Jimmy's been there before too. Jimmy done been in the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
That counts.
What though?
If Stafford ain't been to the Super Bowl, shit, Stafford ain't never been to an NFC title game.
Yeah. But look at all the factors that they have, though. He has.
I picked the Rams. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'm saying he has the supporting cast, and then Stafford has something to prove. Jimmy's kind of like, I think Jimmy's like, man, you know what? I don't know what next season's going to hold for me. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the air of confidence. Like Burrows knows that he's going to be in the playoffs next year. Jimmy doesn't.
But I think a lot of times, bro, you thinking way too far ahead when it comes to this shit, man. These dudes are professional athletes, man. They compartmentalize. I don't think Jimmy's thinking shit about next year or nothing. He's thinking about this game, and he is who he is.
Right.
And who he is he's the type of dude that if he gets pressure on him, he's gonna throw an interception.
You don't think that's a factor though?
Hell no, not at all. 0%.
For Jimmy.
You know what I mean?
No, Jimmy.
No, because these dudes compartmentalize, man. They're pro athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get to this level in the NFC championship game, the freaking amount of study and prep that goes into this one game, you can't think about next year. What the fuck next year got to do with anything? You got thinking, if anything, you're thinking about, damn, can I get to the Super Bowl? But you know what I mean? You got to compartmentalize. But that's what it is.
No, but that's what it should be. But what I'm saying is the Niners have a history of making that shit a factor for their players, bruh. That's all I'm saying.
As far as what? What do you mean?
What
are you saying?
They literally have their players wondering, like, I don't even know if I'm going to be here next year. And they can't get into just playing this game.
Come on, man. You can believe that. I don't believe that at all. Like, not at this level, man. When you're one step away from the Super Bowl, there's nobody thinking about next year at all, man. You know what I'm saying? At least from my point of view, from what I know,
But
for me
again,
listening to pro athletes talk, and I listen to other podcasts besides our shit, you know what I'm saying? And I listen to what they say. As far as pro athletes, when you get to this level, if you're one step away from the biggest thing ever, you're not thinking about next year. You're thinking about compartmentalizing to get to that point of that apex. So
the
I
only
don't know. I can't buy that, man.
The only thing that I would say is in this era of the youngsters versus the old school cats, like we think like that. You know what I mean? But
like what? What do we think like?
We think like, hey, live in the moment.
Time for the flip.
Don't worry about tomorrow and shit. You know what I mean? But like these cats nowadays be thinking like, okay, well, shit, what happens tomorrow? It's like, bro, live in the moment. Live in the moment. You know, that's what we grew up on.
I don't buy that. You could take that one. I don't buy that one, man. I think these dudes, if you one step away from the Super Bowl, man, who gives a fuck about next year? You know what I mean? Because if you win the Super Bowl,
You already have
you got $1 million of endorsements coming off rip. So I can't buy that one, Shanny Shan. Young LaFleur. I know it's been a while. You probably forgot who you gonna pick, man. But go ahead to get to your thing.
He's taking
I got this locked in my head.
He's taking the
now. Like I said earlier, my little story time about the Bengals, 1988. What a year! You know what I'm saying? Year before Pops graduated. You know what I'm saying?
A year.
You know what I'm saying? Shane graduated. Pops was over there playing. Was you playing quarterback at NCNL? You know what I'm saying? Y'all may remember. Y'all. I know y'all remember that. Probably watching football back then, watching the Niners. That was during a little dynasty and whatnot. Joe Montana. Fun fact.
Yeah.
1988.
Not to cut you off. That was the year when Joe Montana looked and saw John Candy in the end zone. It's like, hey guys, look, we only got a minute and something left to score a touchdown, but there's John Candy in the end zone. And he went down and scored John Taylor on the slant.
That's why they called him Joe Cool.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That was the year, 1988. That was the year the Niners won their third Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That was also the year. I mean, shit. Jerry Rice won MVP. That was his first and only. Was that his first and only Super Bowl MVP?
Only, and they didn't even give that man the commercial for Disneyland. They gave it to Joe Montana, right?
If I'm not mistaken.
The MVP was supposed. That was the controversy. The MVP got
that's
the
right.
I'm going to Disney World, whatever shit, and they gave it to Joe instead of giving it to Jerry. And of course, back
Jerry's
then,
doing motherfucking.
It was the black-white issue.
Now Jerry's
what's the big thing that the Niners fans and all that be saying when they make it to the playoffs? They think they're good, quest for 6 and all that, blah 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 blah. Well, 33 years ago, 33 years and 4 days to be exact, they got their third. You know what I'm saying? That's and I think this might be the year they get 6, man. I think the Niners is gonna win. I think Debo's gonna get Super Bowl MVP, and he's gonna be like, gonna be that redemption. I'm just keeping it being. It's gonna be a Bengals Niners Super Bowl. That's just what I feel. I think the Niners is gonna beat the Rams for the 7th time in a row, and I think the score is gonna be.
I think Tito. You're his favorite GLX Crew member. I think you know that already, man. I didn't even tell you. Maybe y'all got some private stuff going. I don't know.
I ain't gotta be his favorite. I don't want to be his favorite.
People believe in coincidences. I don't. I think the money is there, as far as like Vegas and all that, because they don't want to see the Rams. They don't want to see the Rams. Like, obviously the Rams are playing in LA, blah blah blah. That's the big hype. I don't think the Rams. I think the Rams are going to choke. I think Matt Stafford is going to be good. I think the stage might be too big for him. Again, Shanahan, he's been to the Super Bowl, so as well as McVay. But Shanahan, he did it against the best. Granted, the Falcons blew that big ass fucking lead. It was whatever. But I don't think Jimmy G.
Yeah, that was on
Jimmy G.
Shanahan's
He's gonna
watch,
make
though.
Jimmy G's gonna make those mistakes. But people forget Matthew Stafford also made a shit ton of mistakes as well. You know what I'm saying? That defense, it may be good or whatever. But Stafford was the NFC version of Jimmy G in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? He's just as keen to throw an interception. He's just as keen to overthrow someone because he got that big ass arm. We've seen it happen.
Hey,
Yeah,
LaFleur,
yeah.
you don't think that?
He's upgrade from Jimmy.
I can't disagree.
But
You
you
know what
don't
I'm saying?
think
I
that
think-
Stafford has something to prove in this situation?
What, Jimmy G doesn't have anything to prove? He lost that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. He overthrew him. He overthrew a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah,
he's got something to prove as well. You know what I'm saying?
But Stafford has more weapons.
Kyle Shanahan has something to prove. He blew a fucking 30+ point lead because he didn't want to run the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if
Devontae
they for surely all got something to prove. I just think the Niners got a little bit more for the simple fact of the matter is they have a quarterback who's been there before. Jimmy G when they were winning and they went to the Super Bowl, granted he was making those mistakes, but in the playoffs, he did what he had to do, at least enough to get by. We've never seen Matt Stafford in this situation. We've seen Matt Stafford melt in the playoffs. We've seen Matt Stafford melt in the regular season. So I think the Niners are gonna win. I think final score is gonna be 35-28.
25-28. What'd you say? 25-28?
35-28.
35-28.
Yep.
Man, I got Popeye.
I have to retire your Raider jersey after this, bro.
Hey man,
All
look.
right.
Okay,
I'm talking.
We just
shit.
picking. This is just picking. We just picking because we ain't in it.
Yeah.
We was in it.
Look, hey, I still bleed silver and black, but I just gotta go with the facts.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
gentlemen, I love it, man. So, pretty much what we got. We got only Raider Mike is the only one who thinks Raider Mike and LaFleur think the Bengals are gonna pull it out. Me and Shan, the
I'm
Chiefs.
sorry. I thought Mike took the Rams. You got the Niners?
No, he said he talking about the
I
AFC.
said
Bengals
Chiefs,
and the
man.
Chiefs, man. Bengals, Chiefs, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're on somewhere else, man.
Sorry,
I took the Rams.
Yeah, he took
Bengals.
So Raider Mike took the Rams. Everybody took the Rams except for LaFleur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. It's gonna, be one of those weeks. We're gonna probably get down to the scores on these ones. But everybody, let's do our little sign off for the week. You guys go ahead and get it in.
I am Raider Mike, and I'm out of here. And I will be back on Wednesday telling I told you so.
Man, okay, so I appreciate everybody tuning in. Mark Breezy, Michelle, everybody, man, for supporting the little squad that we doing and whatnot. But Young G, man, I can't believe you took the Niners, but we're gonna see. You done had some formulas and you went out on a limb, you done won some, you done lost some.
But I live to fight another day.
Yeah,
I'll beat you in a minute.
Marie shit though, but anyhow, man, it's been fun, man, and I believe it's gonna be the motherfucking Rams and the Chiefs, only to see Mahomes get his comeback.
It's a sign off, not a soliloquy.
I'm done.
Let's get it in.
I'm done, man. That's my sign off, man.
All right, man. It's your boy Prophet LaFleur, man. And the reason why I changed my name back to Prophet this week is because I'm calling it out now. Don't sleep on my picks, man. Watch when I come back next week with that crown on top of my head, saying pretty. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm young don't mean I'm dumb. You feel me?
Like T.I., I'll be the king.
Yeah. Once again, thank you for joining us, everybody. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We will be back next week with the same routine with a little twist. So hopefully everyone enjoyed. And thank you for joining us. And we'll be back. Peace. 2 fingers, y'all.
Deuces.
Deuces.